This week on Gran Turismo Daily Race A, we have a close encounter with TCR Sonic. We have some fantastic racing at Lago Maggiore. And who's this in the dirt? We'll find out at Willow Springs. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo Weekly Race Guide here in 2025. Week 42, and look in the background, we're in a Ferrari Testarossa. Yes, we're in a classic Ferrari, a legendary Ferrari, if I do say so myself. And we're at Autopolis, the short circuit. Now we're doing 7 laps here on weak slipstream. It's a grid start with a full start check, sports hard tyres and ×1 fuel and tyres. You may notice as well, DR and SR updates are on. They're not off this time, which is also good because hopefully the driving should be clean. As I heard, the oval wasn't quite as clean as it should have been. Now, if you don't want to do this daily race, or you don't like the Ferrari Testarossa for reasons unknown to science, there are some timestamps there to jump to daily race B or race C respectively to check those out. However, we do all 3 races. You know this on this channel. You know how this video works. And here are the key statistics. We've used this track only twice before, believe it or not, so it's not very well used at all, this. We last used this track in 2022. My word, 3 years ago, near enough, because it was 31st of October. In terms of issues, car control is vital. Weight transfer is big in this car. And brakes? It's a classic Ferrari. Who needs brakes? Without further ado then, let's jump into this daily race and let's have a look exactly what happens, as well as a lap guide and whether you should do this race. Here we are then at the start. Who's in this one? We've got Kiwi and Pole Sonic in P2. We're starting down in P8 here then. And I've got the headlights up. Pop-up headlights for really on. Now, in terms of this one, traction control on 1. Hold the handbrake as well to make sure you don't get that penalty. And then release the handbrake and off we go. Turn traction control back to 0 and we kick off this race. Everyone's had a pretty good start here as we head towards turn number 1. Now, you can't really rev this car. Literally, the red line is the red line. You don't want to go above it. So 7,000 RPM is your limit. As we head to turn 1, though, a little bit of contact up ahead. It slows us down massively. And we do lose out here. We've got Dementis going down our right-hand side. And we've also got max power going down, so we lose 2 places here. And we have an annoying horn as well, which I really wish you would turn off for sport mode. As we go into this right-hander then, side-by-side action up ahead. Sonic just comes back on the circuit there then. As we go through this left-hander, so we've up 1 place. No idea what happened to Sonic. We'll have a look at that one in the bloopers, which of course are at the end of this video. So into the hairpin we go. Taking a wide line here as we have cars on our inside line. Notice there we've got a lot of understeer, and that's because we haven't controlled the weight quite right. And I did talk about that in the key statistics. It's all about car control. Now, this car, very wide, it's very weighty. You know, if you can really abuse the weight in this car, you're going to gain speed and positions. Max power there goes off the circuit. Manages to bring it back on. Very nice. You're going to have dirt on his tyres, so I assume left the inside open for me because of that issue. As we go into this right-hander, we slow it down nicely, clip the curb, and we are now back up into P8 where we start. Oh, hello. Somebody's off in the distance. Slight contact between them as we continue on through this left-hander. Oh, it's close. It's close. As we go into the hairpin round the outside of Sonic, who was the one that was off the circuit. We continue on round the way up into P6 then. So some brilliant racing there. And you're seeing brilliant racing. And in fact, this daily race A is a brilliant race, if I do say so myself. Through the right-hander we go then. We're in a fight for the podium right now. Muscaffi's got that one. I am pretty sure I went off the circuit there. I'm not too sure, though. So I was a bit dubious at that moment in time, because obviously if all 4 wheels go off the circuit, that's when the game goes, you've got dirty tyres, Tidge. So as we go to this right-hander, my car seems to be able to control itself, whereas the Greek there struggles a bit more, and we definitely saw them go off. So I must have just stayed on a little bit then as we continue on through the left-hander, into the right-hander we go, the hairpin, and we do get it stopped. So we're up into P5 right now. Shadow Muscaffi up ahead. We can see Constantine in the distance, but it looks a bit far away for now. But let's see what happens in this race. It's a good thing. So lap number 4, here we go. Muscaffi defends the inside. Shadow on the outside right now as we go in towards turn number 1. Slight contact between the 2. It's very common to happen there. So if you're on the outside, just be careful of being tagged there. It's nothing like aggressive or on purpose. The way this car handles, you saw it early on in the race, it just struggles. As we go down the outside of Muscaffi then, can we get this car stopped? No, we can't. Look, the car just does not want to turn. We haven't abused the weight enough there, and we just struggled. So we're actually going to lose out there as we come back on the circuit as safe as we can. Sonic around the outside, and we drop back down to P7 as we head towards the hairpin. So you see some fantastic racing there. A few offs here and there, but hey, it's just the nature of the car and the beast that we have right now. Lap number 5, here we go. into the complex section at Autopolis then. So we're going to head towards the left-hander. Shadow's broken ahead of Muscaffi. Max Power's on the outside of Muscaffi. As we see brake lights up ahead now. Marisonic goes towards the left, I think. Okay. Big old gap on the inside. We'll take that. Thank you very much, Marisonic. Now, can we get it round is the question, because you do suffer a lot of understeer. Try and get some rotation there with the power of this Testarossa as we head towards the left-hander. And I'm on the outside right now. Very hard to go around the outside here. As you see there, Marisonic is carrying so much better speed and better line as well. Can't go anywhere here. And I've just gone off the circuit there. That's all on me, that one, though, as we get back on the circuit and we continue on with the racing. So max power on the inside of Muscaffi here as we head to the final corners. This is the short circuit, of course, so it does mean a very tight last corner. Sonic's very close behind me then. So Sonic's recovered from that incident earlier on lap number 1 as we continue on out of here. Max power nearly fully rally crossing there in a Ferrari. You don't see that very often, do you? Right, we're going to head towards turn 1. Sonic right behind me right now. I wasn't sure where Sonic was going to go, so Sonic goes towards the left. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll go towards the left as well. I brake early here. Just expecting everyone to brake early. You can see that did happen as we continue on through here. Muscaffi's gone deep. Sonic's full of Muscaffi there. And as we continue on out of here, they're on the inside of Sonic right now, but Muscaffi's on the outside. We're 3 wide right now. 3 wide as we head to this right-hander. So this is going to be really hard to get right to make sure we survive. So we go on the brakes here. We turn in. Sonic backside of it. We're now 2 wide, and then Muscaffi on my inside as we go through this double left-hander. And once again, some brilliant racing. And this is the fun part of this race. Don't get me wrong, in some lobbies, it's going to be absolute carnage, this one, just because of the way the car handles. But if you find a couple of people you can actually race with, well, you're seeing it right now. It's awesome. It's absolutely fantastic as we head into the fast left-hander. Max Power, Marisonic side by side up ahead. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Looks like the server just pushed Marisonic off there because Max Power did not move an inch, but Marisonic just sort of drifted out wide. Not sure what's going on there. So we're going to try and take advantage of that. Get up into P5. Once again, hard on the brakes right now as we head towards this corner. So Marisonic is on our inside. Got to be cautious of that as we continue on through. Marisonic's also cautious of me being on their inside then for that last little bit. And Marisonic is actually going to defend that place. Well played from Marisonic here as we head to the final lap here at Autopolis. There's that annoying horn. Yes, thank you for that as we head towards turn number 1 then. And we're going to be looking at that 100 board on the left-hand side. But I'll talk about that in the lap guide in a second. So hard on the brakes down the inside. Can we get it stopped? Yes, we can. There's small contact between the two of us, but there's plenty of space for the two of us as we continue on out of that corner. Still side by side. This is awesome. I love this race. I think it's amazing. I might do more of this one this week as we head into the next right-hander, slowing the car down nicely. And now we're in a train of cars there. Max Power leading this train. And the podium is out of sight now as well. Shadow has just darted when he got ahead of Muscaffi. It was a hairpin. Once again, on the inside of Marisonic. This is twice in a race I've done this as we try and get round here then. And we do it. We do it. We're back up into P5. But can we get Max Power is the question. Let's fast forward a little bit here as we head towards the final corner. Max Power goes defensive. I'm taking a very wide line right now as we go into this corner. And Max Power goes a little bit deep there, trying to bring it back. Can we get on the inside? Oh, it's very close, but not quite working out there. So Max Power does get that 4th place. I'm going to get 5th. You see the smile on my face. It's a good race. This is a good race in my opinion. And I recommend everybody at least tries this out at least once or maybe twice if you have a bit of a dodgy race. If you encounter somebody who's just maybe got it a bit wrong and they crash you out or whatever it may be. Total scores 7 out of 8. That is a hefty score and a half if I do say so myself. And all the details will be in a pinned comment down below at some point on the Monday. Right, let's jump to a lap guide then. This is brought to you by Coach Dave Academy and the Delta app. Make sure you do check that out in the description and in the pinned comments as well. It's the way you can improve your laps and your speed in Gran Turismo 7. So we head towards turn 1, and on the left-hand side, I'm highlighting that orange piece there, okay? So it's just before the 100. I want you to brake just before that. You can see I'm braking right now for turn 1. It's a very difficult corner to get right, this one. So if you use that little bit of orange on the left-hand side, you should be able to stop the car in time. So as we get into here, we're going to release the brakes, let the car clip the curb and accelerate through. Notice we're staying 3rd gear here. Some people will drop to 2nd, but I highly recommend you just stay in 3rd and just control the weight of the car. Continue on then, and our next brake marker is the 100 board on that left-hand side, okay? So you're braking just before you get to this one. Once again, you're going to drop to 3rd gear, and I want you to stay as far left as possible. Now, what I found with this corner is if you turn in too early, the weight's not going to shift very well. You really want to just chuck the car in at some point and allow the weight to shift. So that's what I'm going to do now. This is a very last-minute turn in. We trail brake a little bit. Now we can accelerate through. What we're going to do now is just have the brakes a little bit, down the brakes a little bit more, clip the curb, and we're just trying to get the car rotated. So we're on and off the throttle here to get the car rotated. Now, I want to be as much to the left as possible for this hairpin. The more to the right I am, the harder this corner is in the Ferrari. So end of the curb there is my brake marker. Further left I am, easier of an angle I've got, so I should be able to exit the corner that little bit quicker. I'm in the middle of the road, which is actually an okay place to be here as we slow the car down. So we go into this right-hander, instantly on the throttle there, 50%, I get straight, and then I go 100%. If you go full throttle straight away, you're going to get a huge amount of oversteer in this car. Now we get to this curb here, you have to turn in early. Remember, this car likes to understeer, so turn in early for this one. Notice that I've got to this curb, I'm going to lift off, and then I'm going to start braking as I go into this corner. Just trail braking, so it's not 100% braking, it's just to try and gradually slow this car down. Notice that I'm now braking, let the car roll, and then we're going to look for that marshal box up ahead. So it's just come into visibility, it's just gone past the inside barrier here, okay? So I'm accelerating quite early because I want to get on the leaderboards. So you've got a ghost to follow. Wait till it gets to the center of your screen and you're guaranteed to make the exit. You accelerate as early as I did. Notice I'm having to adjust the throttle accordingly to really try and make sure I make this corner. Continue on out. Don't do what I did a fair few times, which stay to the right hand side because I've done Autopolis far more than a short circuit. We get to the final brake marker then. On the left, we have the arrow, and on the right, we have a marshal box. I want you to brake just after the arrow, which is just before the marshal box. It's quite a precise brake marker. Now, for this one, you're going to stay as far left as possible. And then as you release the brakes, what you're going to do then is just keep turning the car. Let the car do its own thing as we go around here. Notice I'll let it roll for quite a while. Then I'll start to accelerate. Be careful on the exit because you're at the top end of second gear. It may spin out. That's it for this lap guide, though. Just be careful with this car. Control the weight and you should be good. We jump to Stadium Race B here then, where we're in the Honda NSX. Well, we are for the race, not for time trial. I'll get into that shortly. About Lago Maggiore, the full circuit for this one. And believe it or not, we're doing 5 laps. It's over 10 minutes, this race. How good's that? The rolling starts on racing hard tyres, and you can adjust the brake balance in this car. I chose the Honda NSX for the race. Turned out the GT by Citroen is actually very good in terms of a car, so I used that for the qualifying. Key statistics here then, we've used this track 10 times, it's 20th overall. Track and car combo only 4 times, and we last used it on the 14th of July. In terms of issues, the rolling is not close enough. I always say this, and battling does cost you a lot of time in Group 4. We know this because you really want to be working together to catch up to some people. However, I do some battling this, and I do some teamwork as well. So let's have a look at this race. Let's jump into it, and let's find out exactly what happens. Here we are then at the start of this one. A Bugatti Veyron in pole position. That was a surprise and a half. We're started in P14. As you can see, the rolling start here. No real issues. Arguably, actually, the further back you are, the bigger the run-up because it's downhill. If you do enjoy this video, as always, give it a like. Subscribe to this channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. It does tell me, if you do like the video, that you actually want more of these videos. So I'll keep on doing them. Of course, if you've got the hype button, hit the hype button for me. I would appreciate that a lot. Right, through turn 1 and turn 2 we go. This is where we're just all looking to catch up to each other due to that rolling start as we go through this right-hander. And this is where the race effectively begins. 5 laps as well. It's insane, the length of this race. It's good, insane, by the way, but I'm not complaining about it at all. I think it should always be like this. Over 10 minutes in length. That Lamborghini there ran a little bit wide through that right-hander. Very easy to do. So we are now up into P13 as we go into the S's for the first time of asking. Then so through the left we go. Into the right, cut a lot of that, and then through the left. Marisonic gets it slightly wrong. We're just trying to get the inside of Marisonic. Do we get it done is the question. Over the sausage we go, and we do get it done. Up into P12 we go here then. What we're going to do is fast forward to the end of lap number 1. And Mac there just runs a bit wide in the Ferrari, so I was looking to get on the inside, but that does mean I'm compromised. And look who's behind me. Mario Sonic going for the run up here, trying to get 2 for 1 as we head towards turn number 1. We got Max Power in a Porsche as well behind as we go onto the brakes. Then I was hoping to follow Mario Sonic through there as the finish driver just runs a little bit wide here as we continue towards turn 2. And we are up into P12 then. Well, arguably, we haven't really moved, but hey, let's not quote that. We did gain a place there. We just lost 1 to Mario Sonic as we go through this left-hander then and try and get as far left as possible before the right-hander. Now, what I decided here, and I talked about it in the key statistics, is I didn't want to lose too much time to the pack ahead. So what I'm going to do here is actually work with Mario Sonic, do a bit of bump drafting, try and catch up to everybody ahead because we have time to do that because this race is so long. Right, lap number 3 then, and look at this. We've done it. Working together, we've managed to catch the pack up ahead, and now we can continue racing. BTM and victory there with a 1-second penalty. That surely is track limits as we continue on through the left-hander, then onto this back straight as we head towards Banky Boy. And that's Suzuki Swift's going to peel to the right side there. Good sportsmanship there from the British driver as we continue on. I'm going to keep bump drafting here as well. So to make sure we stay with everybody else, the Austrian driver stays left, Sonic goes down the inside. So I back out this a little bit. I want to go for the run up here, potentially get a 2 for 1. That was the goal anyways. We continue on through here. Sonic is still towards that right-hand side. So I get the run through that corner. We go up into P10 then. And now we are very close to the Austrian, who goes defensive there. I was going to bump draft them, but they go defensive. So I'm like, okay, here we go. Then we got some racing action on the cards here at Lago Maggiore. So head towards the double right-hander here. Very hard to go around the outside, but it is possible here if you carry the momentum. It's like the right angle, to be honest with you, to get the job done. The Austrian as well, it gives me plenty of room on the outside, so brilliant sportsmanship from them. And we do go up into P9. We're going to straddle the sausage and then try and escape as quick as possible. So we've got to lap number 4 then, and we catch up to the Twix machine here of T-Rex AC1 as we continue on through the last corner. We're about to start the final lap here then. So I'm hoping to get away from the Genesis very quickly. It's good to see that it's no longer a meta car. It's still a good car. It's just not the meta car as we head towards turn number 1. Then round the outside, here we go. Can we get it stopped? They give me room as well. Beautiful sportsmanship as we go into this right-hander. We saw it down. Look who catch up to me very quick there. Mario Sonic, real big momentum as we continue on through here. That Genesis still on my inside. Got to leave some room there. They back out of that corner, so we have advantage. We now take the defensive line in towards the right-hander. Where Sonic sends it through there as well. And we are now into P7 as we continue on towards the end of the lap. And Mario Sonic has stayed with me then. So this is going to be a close finish. So as we head up here, I'm looking to go defensive. So I go right as quick as I humanly can here. And I'm as far right as possible. And then Mario Sonic just clips the back of my car, which does give me a bit of a boost there. Then Mario Sonic tried to get even tighter on the inside line and didn't quite manage to get that done. As we continue on through here, then we are still ahead of the British drivers. We head towards the final corner. We'll fast forward just a little bit. We head towards the line, and that's just done. But another fantastic race here. 7.5 out of 8. It nearly gets it. The only thing letting it down, the rolling start. I think this is a superb daily race B. Big shout out for Gran Turismo for this one. We jump to the lap guide then, brought to you by Coach Dave Academy and the Delta app. Make sure you do check that out in the description and the comment down below. Now, in terms of car, I'm using the GT by Citroen here, plus 5 brake balance. And on the left-hand side, we have Blue Van Man. That is what I'm using as a brake marker. So literally, as that blue van disappears off the left-hand side of my screen, I'm going to hit the brakes. Now, you could cut quite a lot of the inside here in Group 4, especially in the Citroen I found. So, stay as far right, then come in there, clip the curb nicely, accelerate through. And on the right side there, we have this white painted area on the grass. So, I need to start braking before that finishes on the right-hand side of my screen. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Now, in the Citroen, you stay in second gear. In other cars, like the Honda, you'll go to first gear. But second gear here, absolutely fine in the Citroen. So, once you get it round, start to progress that throttle. Don't go 100% straight away. You'll get too much oversteer. But at least go to 50 to 75% and then accelerate through. Through the left-hander we go. We slightly lift. Head as far left as possible. And on the right-hand side here, we have the orange to green on the barrier there. This is our brake marker, okay? So, once that hits the edge of my screen, I'm going to hit the brakes. Now, the point of this corner is I want to carry as much momentum as possible. If I don't carry the momentum, it's going to be a really slow corner. Now, you can run out wide here, and you're going to see that from me here. As I clip the curb here, I'm actually going to use all of the exit and then some. Now, I didn't have to do that. If I turned a bit more, I would have got a bit more oversteer potentially. But I did that because the game allows me to do it as we continue on down here then. That's the end of Sector 1. We go towards Sector 2. Some of you will use the split timer here. So it's literally on the split here, and then you'll start braking. However, I use the concrete or the drainage on the left-hand side. I use either of these as brake markers. Now you want to turn a little bit towards the corner because obviously this is a corner and you're braking on the corner. We then go towards the outside. We start to release the brakes. We turn in. We clip the curb and then continue on through. The critical part of that is don't start braking and not have turned a little bit towards the corner. Otherwise, you're just going to understeer off when you clip the grass on the left-hand side. Right, up towards the S's then here at Lago Maggiore. On the left-hand side then we have this catch fence. This catch fence, really good brake marker. So as it disappears off the edge of my screen, I'm going to hit the brakes and turn in. Now, in the Citroen, I found it oversteered, and oversteered quite nicely, actually. Does it do it this time? Only a tiny bit there, but I want to cut as much of the left as possible. We then go into the right. Now, I want you to cut as much of the right as possible as well. How much do you cut? Well, you see you got the curb, and then you have this concrete that's just after the curb. You can actually use that concrete as well, but you need to make sure you're back on the track before the end of that. Through the left we go. This is all flat out in nearly all of Group 4. As we continue on through, and we can head towards Banky Boy now. We'll just fast forward this little bit here. And we head towards Banky Boy then, and 2 brake markers. Arguably, you could use the 50 board as well, which has disappeared off the top of my screen. However, because you're in Group 4, we've got low-powered cars here. The end of the wall on the left-hand side is my brake marker. I actually brake just after that. On the right, you have the billboard as well, but left-hand side is the best one, in my opinion. So you want to get on the inside, let the car roll a little bit, just to make sure you get round, and then accelerate 100% straight out of the corner. It's all about momentum on that corner. If you brake too late, you're not going to carry the momentum, and that means you're going to have a slow uphill section. Remember, these cars don't have a lot of power, so if you really struggle with the momentum, you're going to lose all the time going up the hill, and it is critical to get Banky Boy right in that regards. Slow in, fast out, just keep that in your head. We head towards the double right-hander now. So I use the gap in the trees on the right-hand side. I know some of you hate that marker, but that's what I use. Now, the 50 board and then the catch fence on the left is very close to the edge of your screen when you get to that point. So you can use that potentially, but I use it on the right-hand side. So I trail brake all the way in. I clip the curb, and I'm going to accelerate a little bit towards the outside. I'm going to lift off here. And what I'm going to do now is make sure I start turning before I get to the double curb here. Because what's going to happen now, I don't want to turn too early because the first part of the double curb will chuck me off. But if I start turning here, so my right tyres are on the inside, left tyres are on the outside of the double curb, I should be able to get round. So I lift off a little bit here, get on the inside, and then continue on through. Over towards the left, I do straddle the sausage a little bit there. If you hit it square on, you will go flying, so just be careful of that. We head towards the final corner, and I've got 2 brake markers for you. On the left-hand side, we have the bullet sign. The bullet sign is what I use here, so as it disappears off the edge of my screen on that left-hand side, that's what I use. Alternatively, I did highlight the black sign on the right-hand side, which you can use here. You are being last of the late breakers. I hit the brakes. I want to cut a lot of the inside. Remember, curb is tracked, so there's a lot of curb to cut on the inside. I use all the tarmac on the outside there, and I'm going to head towards the line here. This is a 206.5, and you can check this out on the leaderboard as well as follow the ghost. That's it for Daily Race B. Let's jump to Daily Race C then, where we are in Group 3 machinery at Big Willow. So yes, we're at Willow Springs for this one. It's just sort of crashed there, just briefly on TV camera. 17 laps here at Willow Springs, so a long race, custom slipstream, rolling start. Medium and hard tyres both are required, ×2 fuel and ×3 tyre wear, and you can adjust the brake balance here in Group 3 machinery. Now, as you see in the background, I chose the BMW M6 GT3 car. It's a very good car, to be honest with you, and I highly recommend it at this track, but the BLZ seems strong as well. We've used this track 4 times, twice for this track car combo, and we last used this on the 4th of August 2025. In terms of issues, it's complete death if you go off, as you'll see in the bloopers, and there's not actually that many overtaking spots. It's all about slipstreaming past other people rather than going down the inside or sending it. Without further ado then, let's jump into this race. Let's have a look at the strategies I use, as well as some of the racing action that occurs here at Willow Springs. Right, here we are then at the start of this final race. Ryoki there in pole position. I say the BLZ, a very good choice for this one. I found it a bit too oversteery, whereas the M6 for me is sort of my kind of car. It doesn't oversteer too much. If you enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the hype button if that's available to you as well. I really do appreciate all the support here as we head towards turn number 1. And max power in the AMG, which was an unusual choice. I was surprised to see that one. However, I'm going to head towards this fast right-hander now, and we're already catching up to everybody else. So this is going to be a good race, hopefully. We continue on through this right-hander. Max power's left that gap open. So is there a BMW-sized gap? Yes, there is. Oh, man, there's a big crash towards the left-hand side then. And we gain 3 positions when all said and done there, so I'll take that. Unfortunately, someone did crash, and we'll have a look who in the bloopers. I just saw a Volkswagen on the right side, so I assume it's Shelty. We'll continue on through here then, and fast forward a little bit then as we look to catch up to the BLZs. Now, the problem with the BLZ is its straight line speed. It's not that good in a straight line. However, in the turns, it's absolutely fantastic. It just grips for days in the turns. Shadow there off the circuit, manages to catch it just there. What a catch that is by Shadow. But we gain another spot here, looking down the inside of Marisonic here as well as we head towards turn number 1, start lap number 2. Now, you may have noticed my tyre choice here as well, racing hard tyres. That's only because I'm starting towards the back of the pack. So in that situation, I feel I could benefit more from the mediums later on in the race. So down the inside of the RCZ we go. Saw that gap opening up. I was like, okay, I will take that as we continue on through here. Marisonic nearly off the circuit. Potentially got dirt on their tyres as we continue into this left-hander, slowing it down nicely. There's the oversteer of that BLZ. It really does struggle accelerating, does the BLZ, as we continue on through. It could be the dirt, though, that's having an impact there as well. Oh, sideways again there for Mario Sonic. as we go into this left-hander, slowing it down nicely, and then we can continue on with this race. Let's say the M6 far better accelerating. Now, I did go towards the right side there, but I was a bit too close to the BLZ up ahead, so I'm going to go towards that right-hand side now. Marisonic obviously sees that I'm quicker at the moment in time, so yeah, just going to follow me through here, and obviously I can help the BLZ along on the straights then. Lap number 3, well, we're in P9 here, and there's a lap 9 then. I was like, what? Up ahead there, we've got a BMW, which is pointed at me, which is a little bit scary. So we gain another spot there. Somebody up ahead in the dirt. That's Sparks up ahead then. I'm not sure what car Sparks is in. I will get my words out there, folks. I do speak English occasionally. Right, so there we go. It's a McLaren 650S, lap number 4, last turn. Here we go. Trying around the outside of Sparks. Not a wise move to do in the slightest here. Not because of Sparks, just because of the way this corner is. So we're out wide. We're going to bring it back nicely here, though. So we did back out, trying to go around the outside. And we should have a run on this McLaren 650S then as we head towards the start-finish line. There we go, down the inside. And this should hopefully be P number 7 as we head towards turn number 1. Yes, it is indeed. Now, behind us is Shadow, not Mario Sonic. So here's something to keep an eye out, folks. If you've got somebody catching you up very quickly in the corners, more than likely they are on racing medium tyres or a softer tyre than you. So I see this with Shadow behind. So in my head, I know Shadow is going to go for the move in towards turn 1 just because he has to. He's on the medium tyres, he has to. So I'm actually going to let Shadow go here. And the reason for that is that I can then use Shadow's medium tyres to go a bit quicker using the slipstream. And that strategy is critical. Now, Shadow gets it slightly wrong there. Maybe didn't expect me to just give it up quite so easily. But a bit of bug draft in there hopefully should say what I'm planning on doing here, using your medium tyres to help me progress that little bit further in this race. But let's see what happens then as we continue on through here. And you can see already the gap Shadow is pulling. Oh, hello, somebody was off the circuit there, or got reset onto the circuit. Well, look at that one in the bloopers as we continue on through here. We're in P6 now. I can't even remember what we were at before, so I'm not sure if that's 2 positions or not. Anyway, we head towards the end of the lap. I decided to go in the pits. I probably should have gone round again, to be honest with you, to really use Shadow's slipstream, but I didn't. And I'm going to change my tyres because I saw the advantage in the medium tyres. I thought, you know what, maybe I can undercut absolutely everybody. So medium tyres at the end of lap 6. Up ahead, somebody's decided to go, well, to Narnia, should we say there, because they've gone absolutely flying all by themselves. And that's that M6 from earlier on, I think. So through the right-hander we go here then, looking to carry momentum through the corner. Got it slight bit wrong, nothing major here. Mario Sonic is looking to catch me up there. Goes towards the left-hand side. So here I'm looking to work together. So I'm letting off there to let Mario Sonic go so that I can work with Mario Sonic to hopefully progress up the grid. Because remember, I'm going for the undercut here. I can overtake Mario Sonic later on in the race because guess what? I can get faster. I'm faster than Mario Sonic in terms of cars, M6 versus BLZ. Through the right we go then. This is lap number 9 now. Muscafi's just come out the pits up ahead and goes completely off the circuit there. Not sure what happened here. But as we go into this left hand, I'm going to go around the outside. So close. So close. But we managed to make it work. We are up into P7 once again. Now we've got James up ahead as we continue on through here. And we advance further on. So James goes into the pits. Shadow's just coming out the pits now. Remember, Shadow, well, I said, was be on the medium tyres. Obviously, was on the medium tyres. But to lap 14 on those. So that's a substantial amount of laps there, and I think Shadow was in the BLZ, wasn't he? BLZ's definitely better on the tyres than the M6. Behind there, we get a bit of bump drafting from Muscafi, which gives us that huge overrun on Mario Sonic. So at this moment in time, I'm like, okay, I really need to get past at this moment in time to really try and progress further ahead. So we continue on through here, and I head over towards the right-hand side. Now, what I didn't expect here very quickly was the BLZ to catch up to me so quick, and then also we had Muscafi give Mario Sonic a bump draft there. So as we go through here, there's a tiniest of touch. I think there was a touch there at least, and I felt it during the race, and it just pushed me off the circuit. Now, we'll look how bad that was in the bloopers, but obviously contact will happen when you're on the outside line in these races. At the time I was like, ooh, maybe he should have given it me back, but we'll have a look at the bloopers just to be sure whether it should or shouldn't. We head towards the end of the race, so we stayed with everybody else there. Mario Sonic still leading this pack right now, and I was hoping that there was going to be some crazy action on this last corner, so I could just propel past them and, you know, obviously get the podium finish. We continue on through here, though, and we just don't have the tyres there for it. Look at my front left tyre. It is low, and Shadow is off the circuit there. But Mario Sonic is going to get the podium in the end. Some brilliant racing here, and you can have some brilliant racing. There's some strategy in there, you know, when do you pit and timing, etc. I reckon I should have gone to about lap 8 first before pitting, to be honest with you, to go on the medium tyres, because the hard tyres, they're definitely quicker than very low worn mediums because it's such a fast circuit. In terms of scores, I've given it an 8 out of 10. I mean, this is a good race this week. I really do. And, you know, when there's a good race, I'll point it out. And it's quite clearly a good race there. So here we go with the final lap guide of the video. Coach Dave Academy and Delta brought you this lap, so make sure you do check them out in the description and the pinned comment down below. So turn number 1 on the left hand side, the second to last pole is the brake marker I'm using for turn 1. You can also use that billboard on the right hand side or post on the right hand side if you prefer, but the second to last post is what I used. I used it in both the BRZ and the M6. Stay out wide initially, then trail brake in. If you can clip the curb, absolutely fantastic. Just be careful on the exit because I run a bit wide there. That's actually cost me over 1/10 of a second. So this does mean this lap could have been quicker. So I've accelerated all the way into this right-hander. Now that big post there, the marshal post on the inside, as it hits my edge of my screen, I'm just going to lift. I'm going to let the car do its own thing. I'm just going to keep turning the car. The wheels can just turn and let the car roll through the corner. There we go. Roll, 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 roll. I dropped to 3rd gear and I'm looking for that radio tower up ahead. Now, why did I drop to 3rd gear, you're asking? Well, the top end of 3rd gear in the BMW gives me some rotation, and that is what I'm after here. So drop to 3rd, then accelerate. You'll see the car rotate a bit more. That gets me around the corner, and then I can go back up to 4th gear. There we go. Look at this. Maximum revs, 4th gear, and we make it round absolutely fine. Although I did have to lift a little bit at the very end there, so you do have to be careful of that. So we head towards our next braking marker here, which is the 50 board on the right-hand side. You're braking just before you get to this. Do not turn in too early for this corner. Very easy to do, and you'll run out wide. Stay out wide initially and go for the later apex, which you can see sort of in the distance where that marshal post is. So notice that I stay out wide, and then we start to turn in. Look at that beautiful stuff. We clip the curb. We accelerate a little bit more. Now, I'm highlighting this curb on the right-hand side. Depending on which line you're taking, so if it was a bit further left, I'd actually accelerate a bit longer here and use the end of the curb. But I'm going to have to brake in the middle of it, sort of. So this is all about carrying the speed, letting the car settle down, and then turning into this. Watch what I do right now. So now brake in, let the car roll, brake a bit more, then a little bit on the throttle, let the roll, then more on the throttle. Notice the continuous there, just trying to maintain a little bit of speed. You do have to be careful on the exit of that corner, though, because you will suffer some power oversteer. We head to the kink here. You don't have to cut it as much as I do here, but you will lose time. You want to maximize the angle of attack. The end of the curb is my brake marker. Now, for this corner, you can use 2nd or 3rd gear in the M6, okay? I use 3rd gear on this particular lap, but 2nd gear is just as quick. It just gives you that bit more rotation, so you may want to use that. We continue on through then, and that actual Sector 2 was actually one of my best Sector 2s with a 0.5 there. We continue on through this last corner then, and we've got the numbers on the left-hand side, okay? The 150 board is the one I'm looking out for. So this is the one where you're going to just dab the brakes a little bit, slow the car down, dab the brakes a bit more. You're just looking to carry as much speed as you can and make sure you've got a nice turn in for the apex. The apex is still far away right now, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Notice there, braking, 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 and then we're just trying to carry the speed. I'm in 5th gear right now. I use 4th gear sometimes. I use 5th gear on other times. I think 4th gear is tiny bit quicker, just to get a bit more rotation. But this is the lap I'm giving you, and that is a 111.085. You can check that one out on the leaderboards. We jumped to some bloopers then. What happened to Sonic in Daily Race A? We're about to find out. Oh, late on the brakes there, trying to go around the outside, but the car says no, and Sonic goes off the circuit. I did that in the race as well, that you did see. So, obviously, very common mistake, so try not to do that in your race. So, we jump on board the Italian here in a Ferrari. What a brilliant combination. So, through the right we go. We got Dimmy on the inside there. It was a small bit of contact there, nothing major. And, yeah, just started to oversteer there at the exit, overturned the car. Full power, and that's what happens to the Testarossa. Right, next up then, we jumped to Daily Race C. There wasn't really much happening in Daily Race B in terms of bloopers, other than fantastic racing. So we're on board Shelty then, and Shelty's behind Bahamas right now. Oh, Shadow comes on the inside there. Tiny bit of contact between the two, and Shelty's just trying to recover, and then there's more contact between those two. Shelty would have had no idea where BTM was there, and yeah, unfortunately, Shelty is the victim in all of that, and is off in Narnia. And annoyingly, didn't reset Shelty either. So, lap number 2, turn number 1, into the left-hander we go. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, this is like a proper GT3 crash. Look at that. Max power goes absolutely flying. Now, that was Shadow on the inside. Now, this is one of those things where you've got different tyre compounds here as well, and Shadow's just gone into the side and max power there. Arguably, I think Shadow maybe should have given that one back, but maybe there was a different perspective I didn't see. So we go on board the M6. This was one that was facing the opposite way. Notice that they turned in too early. It forced them out wide. They're on the hill. They come back on. The weight's all over the place. The car goes for a spin. And that is a very scary moment there with all the cars coming at you. So, yeah, Batman tries to get round very quickly indeed. Right, Huggy. Here we go with Huggy. What's Huggy up to here then? So he's in a race. We've got Kentish Gent on the inside there. A bit of contact between a couple of drivers there. Huggy's now trying to avoid J-Baz. Oh, that is a common thing as well. Getting absolutely pinned there just because somebody else spanned. Oh, we overtook 2 cars there. Well, both of them got reset, which was what you'd hope Shelty would have happened with Shelty to get him back on quicker. through to the last corner here. Oh, Huggy's got a bit wide, and Huggy's... Oh, no! Oh, dear. And you can see here, this is a problem on this one, because now Huggy is stuck. And I'll tell you now, Huggy actually got disqualified, because Huggy couldn't get back on the circuit. Now, this is the incident between me and Muscaffi. Let's have a look at this one. I don't think there was that much in it. Yeah, look at that. It's the tiniest of rubs. Muscaffi tries to give me room there, lifts off. That's all good. I don't expect Muscaffi to wait for that one. That is fair racing. That's just an unfortunate racing incident, to be honest with you. Right, last corner. Oh, Max Power's done what Huggy's done. Oh, no. That way. We've got a flying AMG. Look at that. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant stuff there. Right, we've got Bud Sheltie then on lap 16. What happens here? In towards turn 1 we go. And, oh, Bahamas just understeers a little bit there. That forces Sheltie off the circuit. Fair play to Sheltie for carrying on, by the way. And Sheltie comes back on. Nice and clean. Nice and fair. And look at this. Awesome sportsmanship. Bahamas is waiting up. Fantastic. And what would be fantastic from you guys is if you did give this video a like, hype it up, subscribe, all the buttons down below. I would really appreciate that. Do check out those other videos there and my partners down below. They support the channel, including Coach Dave Academy, who have partnered with me for this video. The Delta app is amazing. Honestly, check it out. That's it for me, though, folks. A big thank you for your support, for watching this video, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.